down in the den, so go tell a friend. The best podcast on earth's about to begin. We got jokes and news and movie reviews. After Dark NC-17 with the crew. Interviews with the best artists around. So like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. So like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Welcome back to Down in the your boy Mars, aka Marlon Beardo, the Bearded Weirdo, Coloradosa Casanova, and we are back with another episode of Down in the Den. Today we are joined by a talented writer, rapper, filmmaker, creator, multi-hat, multi-talented, the amazing Chris Mohead. Chris, welcome to Down. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How y'all? How you doing?
Man, it's a beautiful day out here. Still 250 degrees, but we're coping. We're doing good.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. Appreciate you.
Man, it's a pleasure, man. I can't really wait to get into it. So we begin every single episode with the same original question. I'm a huge comic book fan. I feel creators are our superheroes of this generation. So my question to you, what's your origin story? How did you decide that being a creative is the path you wanted to choose?
Man. I say, like, even when I was like 5 years old, Lil Bow Wow came out with an album. Lil Bow Wow was huge. So for
no Bow Wow slander allowed here. That was a superstar.
Exactly, man. Imagine like being in elementary school, you know what I mean, during that time. It's like everybody wanted to be a rapper, but I realized I had like a talent for writing and storytelling and stuff. And plus, I always been obsessed with movies, man. Like my mom would buy DVDs. I would ask her to buy the DVDs just so I can watch the special features, the behind the scenes and stuff. Like I knew all the directors and actors and stuff like that when I was like 11 years old.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
So very early.
Yeah. I always just love music and film. I started actually recording in high school, like I say ninth grade. And then and I would just do it kind of like as a hobby. But I say around when I turned about 25, me and my pop started this company, Hollow Art, where it's basically a record label, but we do comedy skits, we do music, we do films. So far, we've only done short films. I did one feature film, but it wasn't through Hilo, it was through Dust House. But yeah, we just, we're basically just a production company. We're trying to be as creative as we can, man, and do all the good stuff like that,
That's so dope. And being creative myself, the dream is do it with a loved one or a friend, or if you're able to do that, but it's rare that they have the same passion. Does your father have a love for filmmaking and production as well?
No, he doesn't. my dad, he's just a supportive person, man. Like my dad's he was in the military. He was in the Army for 30 years. And when I started Yeah, for sure. And when he saw me, doing music and stuff like that, I also played football. So he would push for me to be in the NFL sports. But when he saw me leaning more towards that, he was all right, you can do it. But as long as you taking it serious. And at first he would, he didn't want me to cuss and stuff, but eventually he realized this is just how it's gonna be. Like it's my creative expression. But right. I came to him and told him I wanted to start a company. And I pulled up I was reading like the copyright rights and stuff like that, reading like trademarking and stuff, and I wasn't understanding it. So I came to him to help me kind of understand the stuff. And I say like one thing led to another. He just ended up handling all my paperwork, which led to him just being my manager / agent / everything like that. So and now we just partners really at the end of the day.
Shout out to Pops. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
I see, especially in our community, the ones that are most successful, man, they have that battery in their back, and it's always that dad there. You get joked, I think a LeVar Ball off the top of the head, but you can't beat that. Bro. So shout out to Pop.
Yeah, shout out, man. I'm very blessed, man. I'm blessed to have my parents in my life,
Absolutely. Now, I'm a film buff myself, and you've made short films like The Adventure. You've done music videos. How does your filmmaker mindset influence your music and vice versa? because some of my favorite albums are almost like audio movies. So
Yeah.
I think they're more connected than people would realize. And the best movies, the scores, the soundtrack, without them, they would not be the same. So how does that work, vice versa, when it comes to filmmaking mind and music mind?
Honestly, man, and I think I heard Donald Glover say it in an interview one time where he said he doesn't see it as separate things because with filmmaking and music, it all starts with a blank page to me. Like it all starts with writing. You know what I mean? Like everything, like it all starts with good writing, right? Writing verses or writing scenes and stuff like that, and then you branch out from that. But even like in the execution of like recording, you know what I mean? When I record music, I take multiple takes. Sometimes I improvise, you know what I mean? Sometimes I try it this way, that way. It's the same approach with, with making films. It's hard for me to like, I don't really separate it. I just kind of see it both as a creative expression. We trying things, we trying, failing, problem solving. This isn't working. Why is it not working? Let's figure it out. It's the same with both. Like, it's the same approach. You know what I mean?
No, that's an A1 answer. Absolutely. Now you're a bit younger than me, so you grew up in the video game generation. I grew up. We didn't get video games until I was probably 6 or 7, so we had action figures. Did you ever collect action figures growing up, like well, whatever was popping back there?
You know what? Not collect, but I played with action figures way longer than I probably should have. Like I'm talking, I was like a point I was 13, and I was like, wow, I'm playing with toys. Everybody else outside playing basketball and stuff.
The reason I asked you that because I too, love film, and I used to make movies with my action figures in my
Me
head.
too.
Thank you.
That's
Okay.
exactly how it started.
That's why I wanted to ask you, because I see kindred spirit there, and I said, let me ask him if he used to do the same thing.
Bro, I swear, like making up, like acting out scenes where you got one of them hanging off the side of the dresser, and you betrayed me for the last time, and then it's like that's where it all started with, man. Like
all started. I would have crossover, so I would have the Transformers roll up on the Thundercat, and I would have a crossover general. And so when the Marvel Universe came out, I was like, dude, that was my idea.
They stole your idea. They stole your whole flow.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, I'm checking out, your segment 600 Seconds with Hilo Art.
Yeah.
And it's really all about rapid fire creativity. When one surprise guest doesn't expect, which guest that you've had gave you like the hardest question? Was there one that you were like, whoa, let me stop, pause?
Wait, you saying which guest? Because
yes, have you ever had like with you're doing the rapid fire, have you ever been given like a question or something rapid fire that made you stop and pause and just kind of like blow your mind? Sometimes I'm getting feedback, like we just talked about the action figures, and it blows my mind that other people were doing that. Has there ever something like that's kind of just made you stop and pause?
I'm sure it has, man. It's hard. Because mind you, we've done almost 600 interviews. You know what I mean? Where I interviewed so many people, man, and the stories kind of blend together. I remember one of my homies, man. When he told me he was schizophrenic, that kind of blew my mind a little bit. He was I got schizophrenia. I was like, oh, I never, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of just seeing it in real life versus seeing it on TV, like how they portray it on TV. That was just very interesting. But that's a hard one, man. Like I got bad memory when it comes to stuff like that too. Like,
no, we connect. We've done hundreds of interviews here as well. And you're right. Sometimes they start to blend together, but it's always a gem. I find when you're having those conversations, that it really just makes you reevaluate the creative process, because that's what I'm really curious. As I mentioned, I feel like creators are wizards. It starts from a blank page, starts with nothing, an idea, and how we channel those ideas, and so it's really interesting to me when you're speaking with so many creatives, their creative mindset, and sometimes it's a lot of similarities and a lot of differences.
Yeah, I mean, now that you mentioned it, there was one guy who he told me he changed my whole way of creating too, where he was like, yeah, I got 3 albums already recorded, and I got the covers. You know what I mean? And like this was gonna come out next month. This was gonna come out 6 months after that. And this was gonna come out at the top of the year. Just like planning, you know what I mean? Having your stuff planned out ahead, as opposed to just I'm a work on it, and then when it's done, I'm gonna put it out. So that really changed my mindset on how I create too. Like I try to have the whole year planned out for what I'm gonna put out. You know,
Absolutely.
that yeah.
Structure is key. Some creatives, like you said, they're very free spirit, and whenever it comes, and then they do nothing for 5 years, and then when another idea comes, they'll do it. And then there's some that have a plan for myself. So I like seeing the variety when it comes to creatives.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about the music element. I was checking out your album, The Sunflower, and it's like really dope. And it
Thank you.
seems like a musical movie, and now it's very cinematic. So tell us about the process of putting that, because you say you started music in high school age. Tell us the process of actually birthing that album.
Okay, so that album, that was the first album I made under the company High Low Art. I made a bunch of like mixtapes and stuff where I would just record and put out online. But that was the first one that was the first album that was gonna go up on streaming services and stuff. So it felt like a big deal. So I wanted to approach it like it was an introduction. Like I think about I study albums obviously as a rapper, like Good Kid, Mad City, you know what I mean, or The College Dropout. It's like
Yes.
who are you? Tell your story, like introduce yourself to us. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And that was so I started with that approach, and with that in mind, I made every song a different year in my life up until that moment, like every 3 years. So the first song I'm singing about being born. The second song, I'm coming with that 3-year-old energy. You get to when I turn 9, I got a song called ADD Flows when I was diagnosed with ADD. I got a song about going to therapy for the first time. It's like I was just basically trying to introduce, just telling my life story in a shortened form. You know what I'm saying, for those who are tuning in, so they can it was my introduction. I feel like.
Well, mission accomplished. And those two albums you mentioned, Good Kid, Mad City, and College Dropout, are probably the two of the best they ever do when it comes to just taking through somebody's life up until that point. And I think your album accomplished the same thing. It's a wonderful piece of work. So salute to
Thank you.
you. And I love hearing something different when it comes to especially hip hop, because that's my core. And I feel we get a lot of creativity lost nowadays with everybody trying to copy instead of be inspired and then do their own spin, instead of everybody, I'm Little Baby. No, it's only one Little Baby. There's only one this.
Yeah. I believe we live in an era that kind of it punishes you for stepping outside, like stepping outside the norm. You know what I mean? And I always hated that. I remember being in high school, and when you try something different, you try a new hairstyle or a new clothing style, and somebody be like, man, who does that? Who dresses like that? I always hated that phrase, because it's like, what you mean? I mean, mad at me because I'm dressing like nobody else? You know what I mean? I always found that fascinating. I think it's always interesting to step outside the box.
Yeah, and I think we could probably have a whole episode when you're talking about that, and it's really a sickness because people are afraid to be criticized, afraid to. I mean, fear is to me the biggest stifler of any dream, of any creativity, is fear. Oh, I'm going to be judged, or somebody's going to think I'm this or that or whatever. And our people, I love our people. We're great. But I think we are guilty of, if you step outside, oh, you're corny, or they'll drop the G word. Oh, I remember Andre 3000 wearing wigs. He's gay.
Yeah.
You see Eric about this? He gets beautiful women. He's just
Yeah.
he's a rock star. But we're the only ones that get criticized. So I love it when I see a young king like yourself saying, you know what, break those shackles. I'm gonna be me, because you can't be better at someone else at being them, but you're always going to be the best you.
Right, because I would rather get clowned for doing something different than to like like for somebody to clown me and point out where I'm copying somebody else. I hate that. I hate for somebody to be like, oh, you trying to be like well, so and so. I hate that because I'm like, I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? Like,
that bootleg fill in the blank is always the death knell. You know, in the bootleg version.
Yeah,
it's a horrible feeling.
Right.
So, what's the next chapter? What's on your plate now? Music, video, short film, maybe a feature. What's the next mission that you're trying to accomplish? Because you've done a lot at such a young age.
Oh well, next thing is August 1st. I have a new album coming out. It's called The Kickback. You know what I mean? It's another album. It's gonna be a story. It's a story to it. It's a concept album. Basically about basically about a man who is depressed, heartbroken, but he's throwing a kickback. He's having a kickback instead of dealing with his feelings. He's turning up, you know what I mean, doing all this, all these things that are distractions really from the real problem, but obviously the real problem is gonna catch up with you. So that's the So that's the new album. It's called The Kickback. It drops August 1st. I have a film that I'm writing that ties into The Kickback, and I don't know if it's gonna come out soon because I really want to do it right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I recognize that I don't have all the resources I need right now to do it right. But just know that's something in the back burner. But in the meantime, I do plan on getting back into doing skits. Because I started out with doing skits. You know what I mean? I was rapping, but with Hilo, it started out as like a comedy type of channel. I want to do like skits and microfilms to kind of like it's like a creative itch, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's also building those filmmaking skills up too. Because I just want to be better, you know what I mean? A better artist all around. Yeah.
And it's beautiful for the resume. Like I said, you can go right now and you've got so much already there, and it's only going to continue to grow and get better. So I want to play a little game. We call this the Film Flip Challenge. So I'm gonna basically give you a genre, and I want you to tell me your favorite film in that genre and a little bit about it. So what you found, like, okay, this director, so this dialogue, this cinematography, or just the plot or the concept. So I'm gonna give you a genre, and if you can, just tell me your favorite film.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
All right. So the first one, simple one, horror.
Oh man, I hate horror, but I'm gonna say Get Out, because I love Jordan Peele, but I do not like horror movies.
Shout out to Jordan Peele. You're like me. You're like, I don't like the gore. I don't like I don't like anything demonic or anything, but a good psychological horror, like Get Out, I'm all for that.
I dig it.
All right, sci-fi.
Sci-fi, I'm gonna say I don't know. Does Marvel count as sci-fi? Like Marvel movies?
Some people would say superhero genre, but I think they're sci-fi.
Well, I'm gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean? I really like those movies, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, because they it's sci-fi, but it's a gritty, dark kind of sci-fi, but also is comical, and it deals with like some dark stuff like family trauma and stuff like that, but it brings it all around with with the comedy. I think it's dope commentary on like found family and stuff like that. I love those movies, the Guardians.
Yeah, shout out to James Gunn, wonderful writer, director. And my father, who hates superhero movies, he loves the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So he's 70 plus years old, and he's like, I like that. He's a bad boy. So shout out to Guardians of the Galaxy. Excellent choice. Brothers, we don't get a lot of credit for this, but rom-com. I like the rom-coms. Some of them are pretty good. Is there a rom-com that you dig?
Actually, have you ever seen Punch Drunk Love?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's actually my favorite movie, man. And I guess you can call it a rom-com. It's like the surreal romantic movie. I love that movie, man. That's one of the movies that made me want to be a filmmaker. Just like I love movies where like reality is just not you know what I mean? Reality is just a little bit off. Like it's like a dream you're watching. You know? Yeah, I love movies like that, man. Yeah, so Punch Drunk Love, that's probably my favorite movie.
Yeah, that's a deep cut for those who haven't checked it out. Definitely check it out. It's a classic. Yeah, and I'm with you. I like slightly off kilter, slightly twisted lens on the universe where it seems normal, but just something ain't right.
Yeah,
and, you know, for me, I grew up looking at the reruns of the Twilight Zone, and it just blew my mind because it would be. I've always wanted. I don't know if you ever saw the episode with the kid who had like the superpowers, and he had the whole town under control because he could just do something. So everybody's like, "Don't make a little too mad," you know.
Yeah,
The commentary is super dope.
Yeah,
action movie.
Action. Give me Die Hard. The third Die Hard movie. Die Hard with the one with Samuel Jackson.
Die Hard Vengeance. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic. Samuel being Samuel Jackson like only Samuel Jackson could be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sam Jackson.
Absolutely, my favorite movie of all time is Pulp Fiction, and you know that. Yeah, Pulp Fiction is. I can literally go line by line without prompting and do every line in the movie, like act it out. Phenomenal.
I swear to God, we was just watching that movie like last month, me and my wife, man. It was, I love that movie. Pulp Fiction.
And it's not a lot of action, it's just mostly dialogue, but you know, I don't think anybody writes dialogue better than Tarantino.
Yeah. And a small self plug, man. I got a short film on YouTube. It's called Good Grief and the Quest for Peace. And it was heavily influenced. I'm not gonna say it's whatever. It was heavily influenced by Pulp Fiction. The idea of those two guys having a casual conversation as they're on the way to do this crime in the beginning. That influenced the whole idea for a movie, and that a short film that I did, and it's on YouTube now. It's called Good Grief and the Quest for Peace. So
definitely gonna check that out. I mean, you sold me right there, because just like you said, I'm a sucker for a good concept. You know, you can with a good concept. Now the execution may or may not be great, but good concept, I'm a sucker for it. And then the final genre, favorite superhero movie. I guess it could be Guardians, but we'll give that sci-fi favorite superhero movie.
Superhero. I love. That's actually hard to choose, man, because I love them all. But I'm gonna say, since I already did Marvel, I'm gonna say the Batman. I'm gonna say the newest Batman movie.
Robert Pattinson, Mike, Matt.
Yeah, man. I love that movie.
Awesome. Yeah. So I could chat about music and film with you. Please let the people know where they can find you on social media, and any shout outs that you want to give to your support system.
Yeah, for sure. Chris Mohead on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you follow Hylo Art on YouTube. That's HYLOART. You can also follow Hylo Art on Instagram and Facebook. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my lady. Shout out to all the homies. Shout out to everybody who supports Hylo Art and Chris Mohead. Shout out to everybody who comes to My House Restaurant for 600 Seconds. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for that new album. It's called The Kickback, and it'll be available all streaming platforms August 1st. I'm getting ready to drop the cover soon too, depending on when this come out. So yeah, be on the lookout, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. Awesome pleasure talking music, guys. Please, August 1st, make sure you reserve that on whatever platform you listen to music. Hit that August 1st. 2025. I can't wait to hear it. Chris, it's been a pleasure. Nothing but peace and blessings to you, man. I want to thank you all for watching. If you're listening at home, thank y'all for listening. I'm going to end the episode like we end every single one. I'm talking about peace, love, unity, and deuces. Here we are.
Yes, sir.